Soon after President Trump announced his plan to build a wall and rid our country of illegal immigrants, it was only a matter of time until the country was going to follow in his footsteps. It just so happened to be Argentina this time. I found this subject while looking at similar instances of President Trump's immigration policy. We've discussed Trump's policy and the negative effects it has on so many different cultures, families, and countries. The president of Argentina, Mauricio Macri, may say this is for the betterment of the country, but in reality it is essentially the same policy as the United States. Argentina prides itself on their immigration and even has a saying that goes, "To govern is to populate." But in an abrupt shift coinciding with the immigration restrictions put in place by the Trump administration, President Mauricio Macri has issued a proposition curbing immigration to Argentina, with his office declaring that nothing but crime comes with these poor immigrants. There are three provisions that Macri wants to implement. The first one being, rather than focusing on organized crime, any immigrant who has committed any crime, even minor ones, can be deported. The second one is to try and expel all immigrants and migrants with trials that happen to be in an unfair amount of time, this preventing appeals, and these people are prohibited re-entry once they are expelled. The third provision is that it is illegal to use family as grounds to stay, and these immigrants must cohabitate effective immediately. The measures announced by Mr. Macri in recent days made it much easier to deport immigrants and restrict their entry, prompting comparisons to President Trump and igniting a fierce debate over immigration. What does not make sense to me is that President Macri is the son of an Italian immigrant. He claims it is because of the amount of criminal immigrants that keep coming in Argentina. But other presidents of South American countries did not respond too well to Macri's decision. The president of Bolivia, Evo Morales, was quoted saying, "Brothers, Latin American presidents, we can't follow the immigration policies of the North." Argentina was the world's second largest recipient of immigrants between 1880 and 1930. This is not the first time Argentina has imitated the United States with their immigration policies. In 1917, the United States passed the Immigration Act, which did not allow any immigrants in with mental or physical issues such as alcoholics, criminals, beggars, epileptics, and so on. Argentina was quick to enact a similar law which passed in 1919 and then another in 1923. Argentina decided to pass these two laws out of fear. The fear that was that those people with the physical or mental disabilities would be denied from the United States and try to enter Argentina through Buenos Aires. Argentina was the largest recipient of migrants in all of South America, 90% of those migrants being from South America, therefore leaving the 10% being foreign. President Macri and his office explain that they are doing this so criminals are not coming in from Latin American countries.
Are fearful that the government is using a crime scare to weed them out, even though many of them are hardworking and law-abiding. Macri and his government claim that this act has nothing to do with Trump, but it is a little bit hard to believe since we have seen a positive relationship between the two in the past. Argentina is a country that was built on immigrants, many being from European and other South American countries. The Argentinian community is puzzled and concerned with the potential of this act. Some of the citizens are excited to keep out the criminals but allow law-abiding immigrants in. The problem is that even if an immigrant commits the smallest of crimes inside of Argentina, they can be subject to expulsion. President Macri wants to clean up Argentinian streets, but the way he is doing so is resembling President Trump a little too closely. Argentina went from having one of the highest immigrant acceptance rates to an alarmingly low one. I understand his intentions, but without a cosmopolitan outlook on the world, we will never be able to achieve equality.